Hey everyone, welcome back to the vlog. This is in response to a question asked by Alan Daly about how I lived on £200 a month. With great difficulty, Alan. Remember, a couple of years ago I was living on a 24-foot yogurt pot, 24-foot cruiser. And so out of that £200, a quarter of that was my license fee. I think I paid like £20-30 a month for my internet. And the rest was for petrol and food. And, for food, like, it was pretty much a vegetarian diet. I couldn't afford to buy meat. Occasionally I get some mince and make a bolognese or something like that, Rice is good, pasta's good. I used to buy those little pasta packets. They're really cheap, like 50p a packet. I used to add like an onion, garlic, and maybe like a tin of vegetables or something, because tin food's pretty cheap as well, especially tin vegetables. So I used to like add that. For my morning like breakfast, I'd have porridge, because porridge used to give me tons of energy, and it pretty much lasts the entire day. Occasionally, if I would stop, especially over summer, I'd stop and have a rest and maybe have a peanut butter sandwich. With I used to buy protein powder. You get that sort of bodybuilders use it, and I used to get quite a lot of it, and just like mix that in with a bit of powdered milk. Powdered milk was also something I used to use a lot of. And just mix that up and have that sort of like liquid lunch. And then of an evening have like pasta or rice or something like that, some sort of rice dish. In terms of consumables on the boat, well, there was petrol. And I think I spent about £100 a month on petrol in my first year, especially like over summer. I used to use bioethanol to cook with, and that would cost me roughly around £2.50 a bottle, £2.50 a litre. And I go through about a litre every week. So what's that, about £10 a month? Remember back then I had that little Newport stove. So every day I go out and forage for firewood. So yeah, there's ways and means, Obviously I couldn't go to the pub. Maybe the occasional beer if I had some leftover budget. But certainly not a meal, because that was, £20-30 if I wanted a meal at the pub. So yeah, I couldn't really go to the pub, couldn't go to museums and attractions, which didn't really bother me, because all I wanted to do was travel. I wanted to see England. So for me, just being on the canals and cruising around the canals was good enough for me, without all the added costs. But if you think you need to go to the pub every week, or you need Netflix for entertainment, or whatever it is, obviously your costs are going to go up. So I would sit down and actually write a budget and work out what you can do without. I didn't have a lot of the consumables that I have now. Like, I didn't have LPG. I didn't have diesels, didn't have a Webasto like I do now, and things like that. So, and firewood's free. You're just gonna go and forage for it, really. So that's pretty much how I survived. It wasn't until then I got sort of Patreon, after about a year, and patrons used to, enable me to go and get a few extra bits and pieces, like go to the pub and have a pint. But yeah, I would sit down, do a budget, and work out what you can do without. It's possible. I did it for a year, probably about 18 months. So anything's possible. Where there's a will, there's a way. So I hope that's answered that for you, Alan. Anybody else who's wants to work out how to live cheaply on the cut. But that's how I did it. Yeah. So I hope that answered it for you. And good luck to you.